Jeff Morris Jr., founder of ChapterOne VC, recently tweeted he's never seen a pitch deck graph that isn't a hockey stick. Hate it or love it, the pitch deck is still the default tool for startups raising capital and is typically filled with a lot of fluff. How important is the pitch deck to you when considering an investment? And if it is, which section do you think is most valuable? Nahal, start us off.
Yeah, we always say the best pitch deck is a product prototype. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. Show me the product. Show me that it works. There's a big drop off from pitch deck to product. That being said, after I see the prototype, it's all about the team. The first slide should be the team. At the seed stage, that's all we care about. That's 90% of the journey. Startups twist and turn. They have a zillion pivots. One thing that stays consistent is the team.
Jenny, what about you? Pitch deck that important?
Yeah, I'm going to say I do think pitch decks, at least at a high level, are important. I usually say to keep it down to like 12 pages or fewer if you're trying to keep investors' attention. If it's a consumer company, the pitch deck is going to be a really simple indicator to reflect what type of branding we can expect from your company. As Nahal said, the team is extremely important. If there are KPIs that you have to date, if it's if you're post-launch, post-product, we like to see that. And I actually like seeing the competitive matrix. My biggest pet peeve is when your company's like siloed in the top right-hand quadrant, and then the only competitors are like one or two like very archaic businesses at the deep left bottom. I think showing competing companies in your matrix actually indicates that one, as a founder in this space, you are aware of the other competition and you have an action plan of how to create defensibility. And two, there's actually demand for your product shown by the mere fact that other companies are trying to create a similar solution. So that's that.
AJ, I see you shaking your head. You agreeing with Jenny there?
Yeah, I think, you referenced the hockey stick. She mentions the competitor matrix. I actually use those two as my red flags. So if I see a hockey stick for something early, I struggle with that. If I see competitive matrix with your company in the top right and all the old boring competition bottom left and nobody else, when I know there's others in the matrix, I take you less seriously. I struggle with you. I think the pitch deck, for me, gets more important the later stage of the company. If it's something that's a stage or two away from IPO, yeah, the pitch deck's probably important. I need to see some real data because you've been around for a while. If it's C, like Nahal said, I'm talking about the team. I want to know the team. I want to feel the team. I want to feel the vision. So I think pitch deck is based on stage for me. And then, yeah, those are two red flags for me, that weak competitor matrix and that, boring financial projection that you just threw a dart against a dartboard to come up with. It's not going to happen. There's zigs and zags.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter, what are you thinking?
I think data is important. There's a reason why we call ourselves science. We're a little different. We're all consumer companies, like the newest one, Liquid Death. It's all about numbers. So for us, it's conversion, it's retention, it is understanding if product market fit is all inside the data, right? You'll see how much repetition, how much churn you have, and you'll understand kind of like what it is so special about the company that correlates ultimately to why the company is going to be successful. Not necessarily the top line revenue, because that can always be purchased, right? Like I can take $5 million from any one of these investors and give $4 million of it to Facebook and show you growth. But that's generally not what you're trying to build. So yes, it's really about storytelling, right? The deck for me is more about how do you tell a story, understanding that when I hand it off to Jenny or AJ or Nahal, like they're gonna send it to their partners or their colleagues, and that deck has to have that message. Otherwise, you kind of get, I call it the telephone game. It's really hard. They're getting pitched 6-7 deals a day for them to remember the small things that I really want them to remember when they tell their partner, right? And that's why I think the deck's important.
And how does the product, an early stage product get your attention? Nahal, you talked about that. I mean, is there something besides just the story, or is it, you talked about the product, but if it's early stage, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, but it shows that the founding team can actually build and ship, which is a very important milestone. Because a lot of founding teams have so many other dependencies. And if they can build and ship and sell themselves, they'll hire people that are better than them as the company scales. But we like those teams to be self-sufficient.
Is that it? We're good?
Yeah, I think it's also important if you are pre-product and you are pre-traction, pre-revenue, at least show that there is some indication of product market fit. Like at least have done some beta testing or done some research or done some surveys. Do something to indicate that like there really is a need for what you're building. Any like that, the scrappiness factor, just show us that once this reaches the market, peeps are gonna buy it.
All right, good stuff all around. Peter is leading right now as we go into round 2. I think he's stealing a lot of points on the rebuttal side of it. So if you guys want to take over, maybe, be a little more aggressive, throw a little action in there. Primetime VC is supported by First Republic Bank, banking built for innovators. TriNet, expertly human HR solutions. Brex, scale your business faster with Brex. Cash management and corporate cards for your team in 10 minutes or less. Use our link in the show description to sign up today. E2 Generations. We solve problems that live on Excel.